have a question for people who claim that there is no Christian genocide happening in Nigeria.
The matter is no more put under the carpet. And we don't want just conversations. We want some action.
There is no genocide in northern Nigeria. I think the complexity of the situation in northern Nigeria.
Those of you who see white and you call it black because of what to chop in this world, let me tell you, you will suffer from this world and you will suffer in the flames of hell except you change.
Or making such statements. The first victims of Boko Haram are Muslims, not Christians.
For me, I had to escape. That night, my saving grace was that I found a female hostel and I slept under the bed. By the next day, I left town. For what? I did nothing. No provocation. Just because I am preaching the gospel. And of course, some of them believe that once you are not of the Islamic faith, you are an infidel.
How many times have Christians harmed Muslims who were evangelizing or who were preaching the Quran? How many times have you heard that Christian groups went to mosques and abducted worshippers there?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Plan B TV News, Gist and Blog. Yet again, our Father in the Lord, all of them now are now trooping in. For the very first time, Dr. ABEL DAMINA finally came out. He said he couldn't just wait to talk and address the people about this FULANI HERDSMEN buying people, about the Christian genocide that is happening in Nigeria. Some people are saying there is no genocide. Some people are saying there are genocide. Oh, now Dr. ABEL DAMINA is back to elaborate, expatiate, and explain in details. We will get back to him. But in this particular video, I'm going to make segment by segment, section by sections, and to make breakdowns to you guys to understand what is really going on. Anyway, first on our list is FULANI. FULANI is back again. And, you know, to be sincere, this man, Apostle Joseph Suleiman, and which other man, Odumeje, and I think which other pastors, these are the men, apart from the front runner, which is Pastor Ezekiel, these are the men that have been voicing out. They never relent to condemn the crying of innocent people in the north. But I want you guys to watch what Dr. Paul Eneshe said in this video. We'll be right back.
You see white, you say it's black. You see black, you say it's white. Because of some petty money or petty position, because of your stomach, your belly. And those of you who see white and you call it black, those of you who see white and you call it black because of what to chop in this world, let me tell you, you will suffer from this world and you will suffer in the flames of hell except you change. You see white, you say it's black. You see black, you say it's white. Because of some petty money or petty position, because of your stomach, your belly. You don't know that your bread can be gone overnight. Then what will you eat out of what you are looking for? You don't call you are not man enough to say that blue is blue, white is white, black is black. Your position depends on the situation. Anybody who falls in that category, you know you know yourself. You are a shame to yourself, a shame to who born you, a shame to your community, a shame to your faith, and a shame to your generation. Shame. See white, you say it's black. You see black, you say it's white. What shall he profit a man if he gets the whole world and he loses his soul? What can a man give in exchange? Call a spade a spade. You can't treat an issue that has not been diagnosed. There has to be diagnosis before there is treatment. What you don't confront, you can't conquer. Just meandering and going up and down. Situation should remain like this and you are happy. This whole land should remain the way it is. It's a new day. How many of you believe it's a new day? Lift up your hands, say it's a new day. Say it's a new day. Wave your hands and give the Lord the praise. I believe God is hearing our prayers and God is answering our prayers and God will continue to hear and answer us. Can we celebrate the King of Kings? How many of you know how you will celebrate? When you walk out of this country one day and you come to America and they are celebrating you. From Nigeria, you are welcome. You're welcome. How many months do you want to stay? You arrive at the UK and they are celebrating you. We are hearing great things about your nation. We just heard that an unusual transformation just took place. Wow. We are hearing that you are among the 4th largest economies in the world. The 4th largest, 4 largest economies in the world. Nigeria has that potential. I just said it now. You are among the 4 largest economies in the world. We just heard of it. You are welcome. How many of you will welcome that day when you arrive in Oka, in Enugu, you arrive in Gombe, and you thought you were in Dubai? Because there is enough resources, apart from demons that diverted it, Dracula's blood-sucking agents that took it and used it to do nothing. There is enough resources for the development of the land. How many of you will know when you can drive? Let me tell you. Do you remember when we drove from Bauchi? No, when we drove from Zaria to Bauchi through Kanu and then to Bauchi.
From Jos.
Yes.
Through Bauchi to Kanu. Kanu to Zaria.
What time of the night?
In the night.
About
Day, anytime.
Daytime,
we
2 a.m.
started, we are traveling.
3 a.m.
You, me, and baby Deborah. Only in the car.
I'm driving. Nothing. You are not worried. The other day somebody told me that in Kogi State, somebody's car spoiled. Mechanic came to repair it. And another person, they came and kidnapped 2 of them. Mechanic repairing car on the road. Now the reason why I'm aware is because they send us the messages permanently. Though some of those in authority have no idea what is going on because they are not aware. They send us these messages day and night, and somebody wants us to remain normal. The headaches of the masses, the headache of the people, the challenges. Mechanic and to somebody's friend who stood by the car on the road to repair. If you saw mechanic, you kidnap him. For who to pay you? For who to pay you? There was a time when you slept in the village. You left your door open.
Even in the town.
Even at night, you left your door open.
Where we lived in Metama.
You brought mattress and kept outside. The heat was too much. You slept from night till morning. Today they will come and steal the person outside. In those days they used to steal things. Now it is people they are stealing. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Our people kept on watching. Things are degenerating. They kept on watching, speaking through sides of the mouth. Political consideration became more important than human lives. More important than human lives and the dignity and sanctity of life. Somebody will arrange his yam to sell on the road. The owner is not there. The other person will sell and keep his money for him. Today they will steal all the yam. They will steal, especially roasted yam. Are you following what I'm saying? You see, I've been begging God. I said, you are not a waster. You cannot put all these good things in our nation and this world will end without us seeing it. You are not. Let us enjoy the resources of this nation while there is time. In our lifetime, let us see the wealth of our nation. Let us see the enormous prosperity of our nation in our lifetime. If a whole generation of human beings need to be buried, God bury them. Bury them. If you need to bury a whole lot, just bury them one by one, or together if need be. whatever you will do. And until Pharaoh died, Israel was not free. Kill some pharaohs from the land. Take them out by enemies. What was I planning to tell you? How will you behave when you arrive in America? And they say, you are from Nigeria? We know your country is so good that you don't want to come here anymore. So how long do you want to stay? Give me 2 days. You know, that's what we used to do for them in America. We come to say, how many days? I used to say 2 days. They say, what? You travel all the way for 2 days? I say, I'm so busy. I have too much work to do. I can only afford 2 days. I've not done more than 5 days, not more. In fact, 4 days. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you arrive and they say, only 2 days, well, we are coming. And then the immigration officer is asking you, I really want to relocate to your country. I heard things are so good. What will it take for me to get residency? You think it's not possible? If God can raise the dead, He can heal Nigeria.
That's right.
I've listened to what Dr. Paul initially said. I also want you guys to listen to what Dr. ABEL DAMINA explained in details in his own point of view, the Christian genocide and the things that is going on in Nigeria, regardless to the Fulani herdsmen. I want you guys to watch it.
ABEL DAMINA is my name. Look. I couldn't wait to get back home and be a part of the ongoing conversation. There's been this conversation going on whether there's a genocide in Nigeria or there's no genocide in Nigeria. And I listen to certain individuals who say there's no such thing in Nigeria. Well, whether you call it genocide or you don't call it genocide, let me speak as a victim. I am not just a student of research, but I'm speaking as a victim of these gruesome circumstances around the Nigerian people, where innocent lives have been taken away by some people who think they have more right than others in this nation. And some people have reduced it to herders and farmers clash. No, sir. This has been ongoing. I grew up in northern Nigeria. My father was a pastor with the Assemblies of God Church. One morning we just woke up in Assemblies of God Church, Samaru Zaria, somewhere adjacent the north gate of Samaru Zaria. My father was a pastor. All of a sudden we woke up in the morning, no provocation, nothing. And the next thing we were hearing was people were just running all over our house and the church with machetes and all of that. The next thing was they started pouring petrol all over the building, both the church and the house, because our house was attached to the church. And the next thing was flames. Everything was burned right down to ashes. We narrowly escaped, found a place where we could shelter ourselves in the military barracks. Eventually, they brought us back to the lecturers' quarters of ABU Zaria. And we had to camp with a family for weeks and months before we could rebuild and start life all over again. That is long. I'm talking about 1986, 87. What about the Metasine situation? Metasine was a sect of the Islamic religion who went around burning and destroying and killing Christians back in the 80s. This is far before there was anything like farmers and herders clash. Then fast forward. What about in the year 2000, where over 2,000 people were killed in Kaduna? Year 2000. What about the over 300 people that were victims of the Miss World in November 2002? All of them, they were not a part of the Miss World. They were just on their own. Something happened somewhere else and they became victims of it. Lives were killed, houses were destroyed. And whenever they are carrying out this charade, they will be shouting, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And they will carry their matches and carry whatever they have. And they will move in their numbers. And everybody on their way that is not chanting what they are chanting becomes a victim. I can go on and on. A few years ago, I was preaching in Kaduna for a great man of God. And I only succeeded in preaching Sunday morning service. After the service, the next morning, as we were preparing for the next service on Monday, the next thing I was hearing was the whole city is on fire. Kaduna is on fire. Please stay in the hotel room. Don't come out. They are killing, they are burning churches. They are killing everybody. That is how we were stuck in a hotel. Even in the hotel, we were not sure of ourselves because they were going from hotel to hotel, room to room, killing people that were not chanting Allahu Akbar. And somehow God saved our souls. After about 4 days, we were able to leave Kaduna. But unfortunately, a friend of mine who was a pastor, Reverend Northcote Andrew of blessed memory, was caught in the midst of this as he was escaping for his life. They caught him because he was wearing a collar of a bishop. They hacked him to death, dug the ground, buried him and put a cross there. It is that little wooden cross that made people know that there was a corpse in that place. And this, my friend, was buried. These are real life situations. So for somebody to just sit down in the comfort of his home, maybe somewhere in the south, and be saying there's no such thing in northern Nigeria, my brother, you've not been a part of it. We've been right in the heart of the fire. I remembered one night, these Muslim boys were all over the place in my school, and they were shouting Allahu Akbar. They were looking for me. I had to escape. That night, my saving grace was that I found a female hostel and I slept under the bed. By the next day, I left town. For what? I did nothing. No provocation. Just because I am preaching the gospel. And of course, some of them believe that once you are not of the Islamic faith, you are an infidel. And they believe that if you kill an infidel, you will sleep with 7 virgins. All of this kind of indoctrination that leads to violence at the slightest provocation. Whether it has to do with the people or not, you just get on the streets. What about the Reinhard Bonnke crusade? I'm talking about the Reinhard Bonnke crusade in Kano, where people were hacked, macheted, and killed just because a crusade where the gospel of Christ was going to be preached. And that is why I thank God for people like President Donald Trump, who lent his voice to what is going on here. At least, for whatever is what, there's an ongoing conversation all over the world. The matter is no more put under the carpet. And we don't want just conversations. We want some action. We want some action. And in the midst of all this, it snowballed into the herders and farmers clash. It snowballed into banditry, and everything becomes very complicated. Very complicated. And people are dying by the day. There are people in northern Nigeria, places like Borno State, places like Plateau State, places like Benue State, places like southern Kaduna, where whole villages have been taken over by some of these bandits, by some of these Islamic extremists, by some of these Boko Haram people. They've taken over whole villages, driven the villagers away. And somebody said there is no such thing in Nigeria. Why do we have IDP camps? Why do we have IDP camps? When we never had an earthquake, we never had an earth tremor, why do we have IDP camps when there is no natural disaster? Other than the fact that people are being made victims of what they have no knowledge of. In a secular state like Nigeria, where all religions are permitted to be practiced, this ought not to be allowed. This ought not to be allowed at all. Our government have a duty. Now, when you live in a country like that, where you don't know what becomes of you the next day, you go out, you don't know if you're going to come back. Where you go to church, you're not sure if you're going to come back. When you live in such a country, it's almost as if there's no government. And because the first responsibility of government is security of lives and properties. That's the first responsibility of government. Whether at the federal level, at the state level, or at the local government level. Because the population don't have access to arms. But unfortunately, some of these bandits, some of these terrorists, some of these extremists, they are carrying AK-47s, and you wonder where did they get them from. In fact, it's unfortunate that at a point in Nigeria, there was even a local government in Borno State where Boko Haram drove all our Nigerian security forces and put their flag there. It's very, very unfortunate. And the government of Nigeria needs to do something quickly. Otherwise, where this is taking us to, we do not know. This has to come to an end. The ADP camps need to be emptied. Let people go back to their homes. Let people go back to their villages. Let people go back to their farmlands. Let people go back to their habitations so that they can live normal lives. So they can live the life they are supposed to live on earth. This is very, very important. And this conversation is so critical at this time. And it's critical that I add my voice to it as a victim of this situation in a country like Nigeria. And I'm believing God that the day has come when this menace will surely come to an end. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Amen.
Now you have listened to what Dr. Abel Damina said. The Africa Commission chairman, Mahmoud Ali, came out. I don't know how much they paid him. I don't know what it concerned for the Nigerian matter. He just came out and said, no, there is no genocide in Nigeria. Don't mind them. I will tell you for free. Nigeria is the most peaceful nation you could ever imagine. Did you know that They even buy more Muslim in Nigeria than the way they buy Christian. Don't mind them. Yeah, I bet you know, no, they never even touch Christian. Christian never even buy before in their entire life. I've been there, I live with them. Anyway, I want you guys to watch this video.
There is no genocide in northern Nigeria. I think the complexity of the situation in northern Nigeria should, push us think twice before, declaring such or making such statements. The first victims of Boko Haram are Muslims, not Christians. The first victims, and I'm saying it with documented references. So the complexity in the northern part of Nigeria should not be taken, that easily. So what we are saying to those statements, with regard to those statements, is that the African continent is very complex.
Just look his name. His name is Mahmoud Ali. He's a Muslim. Definitely we have to defend his people. And these are the same people from Niger that are sending troops to Nigeria to wipe out the Christians in Nigeria. Do you know what is paining me in all of this? That this thing is so obvious to the world, but these people are painting it to be like as if the world are blind. America saw the old people, the video, so everything, the evidence is there, but these people are still saying, oh, you are lying, there is no genocide. Anyway, I want you guys to watch this particular video of Bushi. What Solomon Bushi said in this video to counterpart what that Mr. Mahmoud Ali, the African Commission chairman, said. And I want you guys to watch this video. We'll be right back.
I have a question for people who claim that there is no Christian genocide happening in Nigeria. How many times have Christian groups beheaded Muslims just for their religious beliefs? How many times have Christians harmed Muslims who were evangelizing or who were preaching the Quran? How many times have you heard that Christian groups went to mosques and abducted worshippers there? How many times? That barely happens. Never really has happened. But one thing continually happens. Muslim radicalist groups going to Christian villages, bombing them, shooting sporadically, killing people, bombing churches. One of my friends lost her mother-in-law during the bombing in a Catholic church. Christians have been killed because they were evangelizing. Christians have been killed because Muslims claimed that they blasphemed against their prophet. How many times have you heard a Christian kill a Muslim because they blasphemed against Jesus? Because they said something about our faith that we did not agree with. Oh, but Muslims are also victims. By who? By Muslim groups. So Muslims are the perpetrators. And by the way, they are not targeting Muslims. They target Christians, and Muslims become a collateral damage. And I mean, a lot of Muslims don't mind dying for their God. A lot of Muslims find it something of pleasure to die expressing their faith. I'm very sure that some of the Muslims who have been killed in these crises are very happy to go and meet 72 virgins. How many times have you guys protested against the genocide that's been going on in the north? Why have you guys not spoken all this while that it's a genocide by Muslims on Muslims? But all of a sudden, because the Christian genocide happening in northern Nigeria is gaining a lot of global attention, all of a sudden you want to rewrite the narrative and so conveniently say that, oh well, but Muslims are also victims. Victims of who? Of Muslims. So long and short story is that there is indeed a genocide by Muslims to Christians and maybe to some Muslims. But well, we Christians are speaking up for ourselves, and I guess what you should do is also speak up for yourself. That's very simple.
Solomon Bushi have explained the details, and I give him kudos and credit for that. Anyway, you have watched the video. This is where I'm going to be ending this video today. I love you guys. God love you more. If you love us, the only way you can show your love to me or to us in Plan B TV team, please guys, we are going to the end of the year. My biggest request is just for you to take me to 200,000 subscribers. Please guys, we can do it. I know you guys helped me to take 100,000 subscriber last year to get that award, that YouTube award. I share it with you guys now. Maybe take me to 200. Please, I know you guys can do it within this deadline. Just keep on subscribing and make it happen. I love you. God love you more. Until we meet again. Bye.